So here's a practice SAT question that asks us to use this information to try to answer this question. So before we read the question even, let's try to make sure we have a clear interpretation of what is represented by this graph. So what we have the total cost of renting a boat by the hour. If you look at the x-axis, it's actually not represented by the variable x, it's represented by the variable h. So h is taking on the role of x here, and that's time being measured in hours. And then on the y-axis, we actually have the variable c. So that's the total cost measured in dollars of running the boat for so many hours. So if we look at a data point here, like this one right there, that's 3 for H and 14 for C. So if we wanted to rent the boat for 3 hours, it would cost $14, which seems kind of cheap. But what we're asked to do is we're asked to determine what the C-intercept represents in the graph. So an intercept is a spot where a graph hits the axis. In this case, it's the c-axis. So the c-axis is really the y-axis in this case, since c has taken on the role of y within this graph. And what we see there is it looks like a value of 5 for that c-intercept. So let's think about that ordered pair that I just highlighted. If we rent the boat for 0 hours, we have to pay $5. So it seems like even if we get the boat, we decide we have to do something else, and we return it right away, we're still going to pay that $5. So you've probably done problems like this, maybe not necessarily dealing with C and H as the variables, but I'm guessing certainly with X's and Y's. And y equals mx plus b form. This is the plus b, right? The y-intercept is the plus b from a y equals mx plus b, a slope-intercept equation. And so if we rent the boat for 0 hours, we pay $5, and that's going to be the initial cost of renting the boat. Just to have them, take the boat out into the water for us, even if we're not in there for any amount of time, we have to pay this company $5. That is the answer. We'll go ahead and talk about why the rest of these are not options, but it is definitely going to be option A. The total number of boats rented, that doesn't make sense at all. This number on the c-axis is measured in dollars. It's not measured as number of boats. So that doesn't make any sense. The total number of hours the boat is rented, well, no. The numbers on the c-axis represent costs. They don't represent total number of hours. The increase in cost to rent the boat for each additional hour, now that's maybe the one that is a little bit tempting to pick. This is the other big idea from slope-intercept form. In this case, we're asked to deal with the y-intercept or the c-intercept. The increase in cost or the rate of change of cost is going to be the slope. So if I did a rise of 1, 2, 3 and a run of 1, that would give me a slope of 3. So every time you rent the boat for an additional hour, it costs you an extra $3. That would be not the c-intercept, that would be slope, which would be an alternate version of something they could ask you with a situation like this.